Yes, people, welcome to another edition, a very special edition of From a Third Eye View, hosted by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note, and I'm here with my two fellow co-hosts.
Yeah, it's me, JV.
Mr. I've seen more in a night than you've seen in your life.
And we are here joined by two very, very, very special guests. United Stand royalty, you feel me? United Stand OGs, you get me? Round of applause for the man them coming in. Go on, applaud the man them. Applaud the man. Yeah, it has to, innit? You get me? Get me? Real respect, real, you feel me? So we're joined here by Mr. Aaron United and Saeed, like I said, United Stand regulars on the United Stand channel, done now. But yo, where do you want to kick it off, JV? I'll let you kick it off.
There's only one. You know what?
Where do you want to kick it off?
I got to give this one to my brother. There's only one place to kick this off. Yeah.
Okay.
It's got to be United Liverpool. I can't kick it off.
Yeah. All right. You know what? Stroke.
Big Streezo.
Yeah. The only Liverpool
I've been
fan in
waiting
there.
24 hours for this. Yeah. Nah, go on, switch you, bro.
Yeah. So you give us the perspective from a non-United standpoint.
Could have been more.
Yeah, you know what? It could have been more.
Yeah, no, it should have been. Like, don't get me wrong, like, United had the chances, like that Martial chance. You don't realise how big of a chance that is, especially at that time in the game as well. And for me, I'd put money on him to score that.
Yeah.
Like, because of the way he is. Like, I think Martin Tyler said it best. Like, he's normally cold in them kind of situations. Like, think about it.
Ice cold.
It hurt, but like when he made his debut against us. And he ran through, turned Skirtle, sent Skirtle back to retirement, and then buried it. It's like, do you know what I mean? Like normally, I thought, this is it, he's going to score. And he
That's the finish, what he needed to do, though.
Yeah, he needed to
that finish,
bend it.
That Henry-esque, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? That bootleg Henry finish, what he's got there.
That's the reality now. That's the reality now. You get me? Liverpool fans, I feel sorry for us, man. That's why I feel like United fans have got to be. We got to kid ourselves now. This is the reality, man. They're not banter. It's no banter. I went into work today. There's no banter.
There's no banter. They might feel sorry for us. That's why. Sorry for us, man. That's why Stroh, as much stick as I give him, you get me? I know Stroh for years for United Liverpool. He feels sorry for me.
Yeah,
that's why he got past the open mic there, and we're just like, yo, it could have been more, and then that was that.
And that's where United are a minute. You know what I mean? People rival. We're talking about British rivalry.
Yeah.
And these man, I feel sorry for us. These man should be saying, yo, you have man, I finish. You man, you get me? All this under the sun. But they man like, you know what, man? You might need to invest.
No, because
they're telling us what to do. Jamie Carragher, is telling us what to do. But like, how bad does that get? You get me? And it's like, I don't know, man. We're in a mess right now. You get me?
We are in a mess,
man. We are in a mess right now. For me, that game, yesterday, bro, embarrassment. Because at the end of the day, Liverpool were probably first gear. They didn't get out first gear.
No.
You know what I mean? And that's how bad it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They could have had a few more gears to go up. You know what I mean? If De Gea really should have took that with both hands. Yes, it was a foul, but De Gea should have took that with both hands. If that was a goal, for Firmino, I'm telling you right now, that could have been 6s and 7s.
Yeah. It could have been, because it was that point. So it was the first 15 minutes. We did okay, and then they just upped into a gear, and we couldn't cope with him. Different level.
At that point, we were scrambling. Absolutely scrambling. You know what I mean? People, you know what I mean? I love Harry Maguire, you get me? I love him, man. I call him Harry Beckenbauer. You know what I mean? All of them things there. But I don't know, man. It just looks to me comical at the minute. You got a manager for me comical, you get me? I call him Oliver the Freestyle.
Yeah, I know you call him Oliver the Freestyle.
No ideas, no tactics, nothing on the pitch, you get me? It's just, you know what?
It's funny you say that.
Oh yeah, before you continue, Show, shout out to Nuruddin in the building who's just walked in, you get me? You gotta get me. United Stand royalty out here, you get me? Go on, Stroh. Go on.
Because it's funny you just said that, because my first point is, and this is what I don't understand yet. So, and I always say this on the show, from a management point of view, obviously you've got to make sure that everything's organised. So, for example, you set up, if you're defending, what kind of position you're getting in defensively. More importantly, and I know you are going to know where I'm going with this, set pieces. Yeah. Why is Williams trying to block Van Dijk when he's our best header?
You know why? Have you got this one? I got this one. It's because it's Ollie, that's why. Was we shot? It wasn't a shot.
You see why it's only him trying it?
Yeah, go on.
You see on that pitch at that moment in time, he's the only one there with heart.
You see a proper scumbag. I love that.
He's got heart.
Yeah.
See that Maguire, fresh new captain. Yeah. Just got the captaincy. Yeah. Of Ashley no longer young. Yeah. What he should have done is seen the tallest guy on their team, and there's not another guy on their team who's even in that height range. He should have said, "That's me."
Yeah, take responsibility.
He should have said, "We've already had this discussion. We've had this about zonal. I don't really understand marking space.
Space ain't gonna score.
Space ain't gonna score.
Space don't score.
6 foot plus defender with a ponytail. He's gonna score, bro.
He definitely will.
Where does that come from, though? Where does that come from?
Yeah, that comes from the manager.
Training ground.
So is that Solskjaer? For me, it's not the Glazers. It's not Ed Woodward. That for me is Oliver Solskjaer saying, "You know what? We're doing zonal."
Now,
for me, Maguire and Matic get the two.
Yeah.
And then the thing is, straight after that,
Williams on the post.
There you go.
That's where he should be.
And the thing is, straight after that, corners after that, I see Matic marking Van Dijk. So it's like, why does it have to? Why does it have to happen for you to then realise? Maybe put our biggest player on their best header of the ball.
Yeah, but it's not just that. So when you're marking zonal from a management point of view, like you need the best people to attack. So you put Maguire in an area where he's going to be best suited, where he can head the ball. He's got a massive head. That's going.
Big slab. Shout out slab head.
His nickname is Slabhead.
So just the way that's set up, the second I seen Van Dijk stand on Williams, I turned around and went goal.
Same.
You could see what was coming.
My son said it.
Plus, adding the fact as well, United are now joint in when it comes to conceding goals from set pieces. We are joint top now, and they don't change it.
It's not just that.
So can I put my 2 pence in?
Yeah, no problem.
So obviously they're doing half and half. So they're doing half zonal, half block. So the block is not even. That man's marking Maguire. Williams supposed to mark Maguire. But if you watch the goal again, I don't know how many of you times you've had a look at the goal.
About 50.
The goal is Gomez. It's like Liverpool fan there.
Yo, I have to give you props for that show. That was good.
Yeah. Listen, enjoy it, man. Enjoy it. It's only been 30 years, innit? Enjoy it. You know what I mean? You waited maybe before you were born, innit? You know what I mean? So, but what they're supposed to do is basically Van Dijk, so they're already set up. They know what's coming. They know Van Dijk is the guy that attacks the ball for their team. But if you looked at it again, Gomez blocks Maguire. So what Williams not marking Van Dijk. Williams is just trying to put him off. So the way United are doing it is half zonal, giving what you just said here, Maguire, the time to attack the ball. So they're thinking the ball is going to come into a certain position. Maguire will have a run at it to try to head the ball out to defend. But what they didn't do that, Gomez, if you watch the goal again, Gomez blocks Maguire. By the time, because Williams is not jumping with Van Dijk, they ain't nothing happening. But he's just thinking, he's seen him on his vision, he's thinking, this guy's in line for me, I just need to try to put him off. But watch again and again. If Maguire complained, he might have gone to VAR. But he didn't. And the thing about it is that for me, when you watch football for a long, long time, try to do half and half is like half and half scarves, man. That's crime against football. You know what it does? It confuses players. What you need to do in terms of tactics is simplify the set piece, defensive mode. You have to simplify it. Majority. So I say, you know what? Man each because, and then if you lose your man and he scores, you get it in the dressing room. You get it in the dressing room.
You know what sorts that out? That situation. Simple Sunday league defending.
Simple. So this is the point that I was making. If anything, Maguire should have been the one that was with Van Dijk from the beginning because Van Dijk isn't getting that header regardless.
Why are you complicating simple matters? Like you said there, if it's man marking and I'm marking you and you score the goal, it's my fault. Whereas if we're all zonal, you can eat zonal is very easy to pass the blame. It's very easy to pass the blame.
That was going to be my point. I've always said I've never been a fan of zonal marking.
It's very easy to pass the blame.
I've always preferred man marking because if you're doing zonal marking and everyone's doing like everyone's roaming around and moving already gives you an advantage because it gives you the time
you've got the jump on someone,
you've got the leap on someone, you've got the time to think where am I going to go, where am I going to jump, and if someone's just standing still, bro, you're going to score.
You're always going to get if you've got the run and the jump over someone, that momentum is simply going to get.
And you don't have to be a Van Dijk to do that.
Especially Van Dijk.
And it's not like he was a secret weapon and he was unknown. We knew it was coming. Like we know.
But one of the reasons why teams started doing this is because VAR came in and we seen it in the World Cup. As long as you put your hand on somebody, the old school way back in the day was put him off by any means. Some referees will see it. Some referees will see it and give it. Most referees' general rule was 6 half and dozen on the other. You know what I mean? Let it be. But since they watched it in the World Cup, when you seen England get how many penalties against what were they playing?
Harry Kane was the top scorer, right?
So man were grabbing man. So what teams have done? It's not just United. If you look at some of the Premier League teams and some of the Liga or the Italian league, only the Italian really where they think, nah, we're gonna go for man because they can still grab and stuff like that, and they hide it. They do it clever. They're very smart. Clever. But that's why most coaches are like, we'll move away from it. So we'll try to have the best of zonal marking and we'll try to get the best of man on man. But it doesn't work because what it does is that unless you've worked together and it's a defence, so United's defence, 3 of them, you know what I mean, that are working together for the first time or foreign. So Maguire's the guy who came in, Wan-Bissaka's the guy coming. So if you've worked together for 2 years straight and you know exactly what you're doing, then you can think as a team, you worked and you can perfect it. But if you're What? How long has he been there now?
Even though the fact that it's new and you do need time to perfect it, even though their results have not gone well, I looked at Arteta going at Arsenal, and you can see the difference. You can see the difference already. David Luiz, you get me, looks so much better. Socrates, just goes to show you don't need 6 to 8 months to do it. Go on.
Exactly. And also, it just goes to show why we overcomplicating zonal market.
No, why you complicating?
We should be complicating how we're going to move from the defence to the attack.
Yeah,
there's no transition. Why we trying? It just goes to show again where the problems are United. We're overcomplicating zonal market, and that is what probably is working on the training ground. And we're not working on our transition play from Pereira. Where's he marking? Where's he going?
Yeah, it's working on the training ground because who's jumping with Maguire?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's why it's working. Who's jumping with Maguire on the training ground? It looks excellent.
You know what? To be honest with you, even before Maguire, even before Maguire, Fellaini left. Fellaini was amazing defensively.
Yeah, he was.
Fellaini was amazing. Lukaku as well was good defensively. I mean, now and again he nearly scored an own goal. But sometimes you'll forget which way he was shooting.
Forwards are good though in their own box.
See that? I don't mind. That's the thing is, I don't mind the striker because they're not really good at marking. They can zonal in terms of the near post area. You mentioned Drogba. Drogba did that all the time for Chelsea. Yo, you stand here. If it's close, you clear everything out in it, which we'll get into. So I want to ask all you lot, because I was confused, and even watching it back, I was still confused. What formation were United supposed to be playing?
Well, I think it was meant to be.
Was it supposed to be it didn't look like 3-5-2 to me.
3-5-2 with Maguire, Lindelof, and Shaw being the left centre back.
Yeah.
And then we had 2 wing backs in Williams and Wan-Bissaka.
Right.
Then we had Matic sitting. We had Fred.
Yeah.
And we had Pereira supposed to be playing that number 10 role.
Yeah.
And then we had James, Martial, and who was that?
Yeah, James Martial. That's the whole team. But the thing is, to me, it looked like James was playing as a right winger. That's why I was confused.
He got confused with his role.
Exactly.
No, it is. He got confused. He's just drifting.
I feel sorry for Daniel.
Go on.
Because this comes on to my point. Wan-Bissaka at times had no help. And you know what? I rate Wan-Bissaka as a player. I think he's got so much potential, and he could be massive. Like, you think about England in the next couple of years, Trent and Wan-Bissaka was the 2 fullbacks. You're laughing. Forget Kyle Walker, he's done out here.
He's done.
But it's like constantly there was Robertson and Mane, and then when Alden was drifting over, and you look what happened. And you look what happened with the Firmino thing. That only happens because he's exhausted. He got ran ragged, and I felt so sorry for him. I was like, someone's got to go and give him a bit of help. And this is what I was trying to say the other week. You need leaders on the pitch, and you look at that United team.
Even Lindelof is the one who was on the right side of the three.
He didn't want any part of it.
He was shying away. I've said this about Lindelof, you know.
But do you know why though? So basically, if you looked at that side, so sure, so the formation kept changing. So the formation, when United have got in position, it was the wing backs. When they were out of position, it was tucking with the centre halves going out wide and really try to close the gaps. But what happened, exactly like you said, so they tripled. It was like the triple up in it. Most teams have looked at Man United and thought, because we're weak in midfield, we haven't got a proper CDM kind of guys who hustle. Do you know what I mean? Who've got the strength to hustle and who's got the energy to go wide and help out. Since Herrera left, we don't have the Herrera used to do that all day, every day. That was, you know what? So he would help all the time. He used to play against Chelsea. Hazard. He used to get to the fullback. Leave it to me. I'll deal with it. You let it be. I'll sort it out. Exactly. But what was happening is that Lindelof. I mean, I watched the game twice. That's how much I was trying to work out what was going on.
Props to you, because I struggled to watch that once. So
I watched it twice because I was trying to work out what was going on and what Shaw was doing. And to be fair to Shaw, I've been slagging him, but in that position, he was pushing because majority of the time everybody's thinking, and Man United most likely were thinking, the danger's coming from Salah because what tends to happen with Mane sometimes he don't hardly ever stay wide. He's mainly tries to be central and get the goal and have that roaming
in the channel.
But in the channel, just that cheating in it. We call it that cheating position. But he didn't do that because he's seen the space. When you say about leaders, when footballers, you have to think and think, the space ain't there, the space is out wide. Because what I'm going to do is go out wide so that, because Wan-Bissaka, what we're supposed to do, what we did to you at Old Trafford was we perfectly worked out. We perfectly worked out when your 2 playmakers are your 2 fullbacks, right? What we did then, we went up there and matched them forward, right? But obviously Anfield is a different king, the crowd, the way they move in the football, it's different. What Lindelof should have done is close the space, but Lindelof, like you said, he don't want to get exposed because if Mane, you know what I think about Mane? Mane's movement, it's not just when he's on the ball. It's his movement is incredibly amazing. His movement, 1 minute he's there coming shot, next minute he's gonna spun behind you, and he was scared getting spun behind. But Shaw on the other side was helping out Brandon Williams because that's why Salah can only hold the ball. He couldn't get a free run.
And then
do you know what I mean?
Salah's goal come from?
Exactly. On the other side. On the other side. And that's what happened because Lindelof wasn't making the things thinking, you know what, I've got to help. And that's why he looked lost. But Gary Neville knew what was going on. And Gary Neville in the commentary was like, he looks bamboozled, looks lost. I'm like, are you kidding me, Gary? You played right back, right? You've never been a woman. But you know your centre half is not helping you. Your centre has to help you come across.
Yo, shout out Big Solomon in the building. Don't know Pie Radio. Whoa. But yeah, like I was saying, because I actually tweeted out before the game, I was like, 3-5-2, I think is the formation to go with because it works so well. But I didn't want to see Shaw. I think he should have played Wan-Bissaka as a right-sided centre back. He could have played James as a wing back and played Williams over the other side. And here's the thing: why not play Greenwood? Look at our attack. We're going to Anfield. Look at our attack, and our attack is Martial, Pereira, you get me? And it's like, and James Pereira, I can't tell you the last time he scored. James hasn't scored since September, so you're relying solely on Martial. Play Greenwood.
Not just
play
that,
them as a two.
Not just that though. In the second half, after 15 minutes, you're still 1-0 down. We're missing plenty of chances. And I'm not being funny. If you'd have brought Greenwood on at that point, he'd have scored. I can categorically say that.
Who was that chance? Pereira had that chance. That tapping. Greenwood eats that. Even I think Martial would eat that. It's a centre forward instinct. Pereira's
Pogba will eat that. Imagine Pogba playing where Pereira played yesterday.
It's the instinct.
His legs are getting there all day, every day, man.
You know the instinct. There, that's what was lacking. Pereira's when is Pereira in his career in that position?
But it just goes to show though, like the positioning today. For me, that formation for me didn't make sense. I'd rather go in that game, in it knowing that we're gonna win a game and we've got the intent to win a game. For me, you don't need Luke Shaw. Forget that.
You don't do it. Even though he did alright, you don't.
He actually played a good game.
Let's not kid ourselves. They've got Firmino. And Firmino for me doesn't run around in pockets and try running behind it. He comes into the space and it gives the license for Salah and Mane to move across. That's what he does. With Wan-Bissaka, he's never going to get forward because Daniel James is a one-trick pony. And that's where limitations were there for that game. For me, I said it before the game, Mata should have played. For me, he's on form right now and he can give one killer pass. Killer pass can improve the game massively. Because if you give one killer pass to Martial, he goes through, he scores a one-on-one.
That would make more sense than playing James.
Because here's the thing, people forget because we got beat 2-0. The cross that James should have played in for Martial that he underhit, that was a simple cross. And then there was a long pass. It was a simple.
Martial's pointing like that.
Give it me. It's not like he had to float the crossover. All he had to do was drill it in and he was in. And then there was another pass. I think it was still at 0-0. And James could have played it over the top acres of space and he's underhit it.
Any good manager would find a way of nullifying Liverpool in a way that it will suit his tactics. For me, Oliver Solskjaer, for me, bottled it because at the end of the day, he said to Liverpool, it's not about how much we're going to get beat, but we don't want to embarrass ourselves. He came in that because he said after the game, we played better last time. We played worse last time. Sorry,
he said.
And he said after the game we played rubbish last time.
Yeah, the reason why I'm just done with Oli, I don't listen to his interviews. I'm done in it. That's why.
It's become a comedian now. You know, it's hard for me to defend these things. It's hard for me to defend these things because my guy is talking like Mr. Bean, man. You know what I mean? In some ways, but yesterday. There is no way, Saeed, we could go there and try to play open football. We haven't got the players to match Liverpool. Liverpool would have hit us for 5 like they do to City. Because City go there and go, like in the Champions League and like in the league, City will go there and think, you know what, we're going to go toe-to-toe with you. And you cannot. The thing that he got wrong yesterday for me was that Daniel James, to a certain extent, because the reason why he played Pereira, the reason why he played Pereira and Daniel James, because they're quick. A lot of the game when Liverpool, the way they shift, the way Van Dijk shifts the ball quickly to the two fullbacks, right? They didn't do it well enough. At Old Trafford game, they did it really well. And James set up the goal for Rashford, if you forget, right? But what at this moment in time, something's happening with this kid. I think he's kind of burnt out because he's played consecutive. Playing a championship is one thing. Playing in the Premier League is different level. And you know what? At this moment in time, he's burnt out. But he don't want to burn Greenwood out either. So he's in this catch-22. The thing that comes back to, we let go 8 players now. We've only signed 3. At the end of the day, you can say whatever you want. Yesterday, at times, a Liverpool fan over there, you could have been like 3 or 4-0 up, right? But other times, in the last half an hour, your fans were nervous. There was tension. And you know what? We were banging on the door, but we don't have the quality to open up the ball to get the ball in. And the two chances that we had, two clearest chances we had, was the Martial one. He made it himself, right? Salah, how many chances did he have in that game? 2 or 3, right?
Great chances.
Mane, how many chances did he have? 2 or 3, right? But so Martial has one chance and he has to make it himself. That's
why I don't agree with the criticism of Martial, because he did make the chances for himself, and there was one before that where he stepped over the ball and it went into Pereira and Pereira lost it. I actually didn't mind the lineup. Minus Shaw, I actually didn't mind the lineup, but it was the style of play that is my issue. Because I don't mind, obviously at Liverpool, they are going to come at you 100 miles per hour in the first 15-20 minutes. So having James on, having Pereira, who I don't rate, I think Pereira's, but for the legs and energy, that's fine. But then you bring on Mata and Greenwood earlier. We seen that there was the header that Greenwood. One thing I think you mentioned it about him. I think it was you who said it on a previous show. Every time he steps on the pitch, he always has a shot or creates a good chance. Like the header we did, a shot on target.
Someone are just shooting.
Please specify that on target.
On target. And
if you say that,
he's literally working the goalkeeper. Exactly. And if he's not working him, it's going in. Do you get what I mean?
That's true.
It's the manner. For me, it's the manner the way you lose, man. You know what I mean? I'd rather go in there. I said it time and time again. You rather go in there and you show the intent to win.
Yeah, man.
There's no intent to win. Then what have we become? Have we become another Burnley now? Where you go out there and say, you know what, I'm happy with that. You know what, they showed heart, fight, desire. That's not about that.
Because you look at this, you look at this game, and you look at Watford that went to Liverpool.
I was just about to say that
Watford lost.
Watford had the chances. They missed chances.
That's probably their worst game at Anfield this season.
So that's why I'll let you continue in a sec. That's why I don't pay attention to this. United don't have the quality. Watford don't have the quality of us, and they created 3 or 4 clear-cut chances. So you're telling me Watford can go to Anfield and do that, but United with Martial, Mata, and all these players can do that. Even Norwich, even Norwich.
They had some good spells in the game, but they could have scored a lot of goals.
That's not top manager. That's Nigel Pearson. I noticed.
Nigel Pearson. Don't come on, Nigel Pearson. Nigel Pearson started the revolution that won Leicester the league, mate.
You know what this
Trust me, man.
Yo, all this is though, as sad as it is Liverpool yesterday were at a level where
real talk
we intend to be.
True, man.
And everything what they did yesterday was, I was watching the match and I was thinking, this is like back in the day,
United, mate,
when we used to play them,
and they used to do this,
and they'd be about 8th or whatever, between 8th and 5th, and this is what we would do to them.
That's true.
Do you get what I'm saying?
The tables have turned because they are now where we want to be in terms of level.
So this is the point that I've been making on this show for a long time. My dad talks about it, my uncles talk about it, etc., etc. Is you look at the mistakes United have made in the past few years since Fergie's left. That's exactly what we did. And we think about it. Not one Liverpool fan back then would have said, "Oh, it's going to be 30 years till our next title." Not one of them.
True. That's true.
But we just spiralled out of control with bad decision after bad decision and bad appointment after bad appointment, and turn into people that we thought were legends like Graham Souness, who isn't good enough to be a manager.
Your man's had a heart attack. You drove the man to have a heart attack. That's what you did, man. Triple bypass, man. That's what you drove the man to, man. Seriously, I never forget that, man.
And now you look at you, man, and it's like you're doing what we did. Like, surely you should learn from how badly we managed it.
Are you kidding me? You know what? We need to learn how to get rid of our owners first. Forget about anything else.
We had to do that. We nearly went bankrupt.
Exactly.
We had to do that. That's what I'm saying. Surely you should learn from our mistakes.
To do that.
You got rid of Gillette and Hicks, right? So you got rid of Gillette and Hicks, and when they tried to put the prices up, you all walked out. And I'm afraid to say, Man United, we've got 75,000 that go in there weekly, right? Right, up to maybe 71,000 that go regularly, right? If those 75,000 say season ticket dash them in up, there's another 70,000 people there wanting to take it.
No, you're misunderstanding the point I'm making. Completely misunderstanding the point I'm making.
It's harder for us in terms of.
But it's not. You're completely missing the point that I'm making. When I'm talking about the mistakes and stuff like that, you're bringing up one little aspect of it where it's Liverpool fans walked out, which a lot of people give them respect for. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the boardroom decisions. I'm talking about appointing managers who aren't good enough to be United managers. I grew up watching you, man, dominate for my entire life. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not a good enough manager to be a Manchester United manager.
And that's my whole point, because people get it mistaken, and I've said it. I think I say this every week on the show. Is Ole the only problem at Manchester United? Of course not. And the owner's problems, 1,000%. Is Ed Woodward a problem? 1,000%. But is Ole getting all he is out of that squad? No one can't tell me that Manchester United can't match Leicester.
Because no
one can't ever say that we can't match their results.
Chelsea.
We can't match Chelsea.
In terms of the managerial position, I've always said, let's put the emotion aside. Let's put the fact that he's a legend aside as a player, please. Let's put that aside.
I like that point. As a player, people need to remember that as a player.
Ole.
Let's
Come on, man. Ollie juice.
Yeah, he's got Ollie juice. Ollie juice. And that. It was more last time, innit?
I thought it was out of stock.
Let's put that aside for a second. Any manager in this world with a CV where you've got Cardiff on it, where you've got Mulder on it, does he manage Manchester United?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
So why are we
unless
giving
this
this?
brother takes Cardiff up, wins the championship, takes them up, then wins the league and the Prem.
That's my point.
You know what? If he does a job like Chris Wilder's done at Sheffield United, then you could be like, well, I can see something. He's been managing since 2011. You've been here 9 years and have done nothing of note. No other profession. Go on.
We did that with Brendan Rodgers, and we took a risk because we were desperate and we had to. Like we were losing Dalglish, or Dalglish was never the answer. That was a short-term fix.
That's another one of them.
So this is what
another triple bypass.
So this is the point that I'm trying to make. It's like you look at how bad we got things wrong. So you look, for example, like obviously because I'm managing, I do my coaching badge and stuff.
What's your gun stroke?
No. But I look at Fergie, and I look at everything that he did, like the way he controlled the team, the way he'd speak to his players. Like he's one of the best managers, hands down. And this is coming from a Liverpool fan. Liverpool fans don't like him because of how much he dominated and how much he literally used to. He took everything.
Knocked you off your pert.
You know what I mean? Well, not anymore, but you know what I'm saying.
Yo, he did it though.
Yeah, he still did. But look now. But like, this is the point I'm trying to make though. So he controlled every aspect of that club. Everything. You look at Klopp now. Every aspect of that, his identity. It's Klopp. You think Liverpool. You think him. You look at United. It's like. You don't know who's running it.
Don't even know what the first team identity is. Never
and that's the crazy thing. It's like United needs like. Carragher got it spot on yesterday against Keane, who's a United legend. Like
talking about I want to give Mourinho more time.
How are Liverpool fans talking more honestly about United?
Because
you know why that is? Because Ollie's their friend. They are brethren.
Do you know what is the problem? I understand their point of view, because if my brethren was managing, if Saeed was managing a team, and people come out,
Saeed out, mate. I'll be like Saeed out, mate. T-shirts out, mate. I'll be out there, mate. I'll be giving man's address and everything, mate.
I can run that
team. He'd be flying planes over the stadium and that, flying planes over the stadium.
Football, source football, man.
Man like me won't rest till you leave the club, mate.
Man, them will be on Twitter like #Saeed. But the point I'm trying to make, if Saeed was managing a club, and he's my brethren, I'm gonna find it hard to come out and criticize him. But
privately.
In private, I'm still gonna call you and go like, yo, you messed up.
Look sharp.
I don't think these guys are doing that. And it's the fact that it's on TV as well, it's not helping.
And you know what? I think that's a big point, I think they're not really, if that's your brethren, if that's really your brethren,
give him a call.
Don't steer him wrong, don't watch him do wrong.
Nah, man.
I can't watch you do wrong. I can't come out of it now and watch you do wrong.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's real.
That's why I
give you a little, say, yo, brother, why are you playing my man now? Yo, do you think?
And it's disappointing coming from my ex-players. It is really disappointing. And then the one ex-player that does come out and criticise him, my man's starting to clap back now. Van Persie, the whole...
because you know why? Because the reason why that is because Van Persie wasn't there when Ollie was there. So that's what that is.
That's not his brethren, so he can do it real.
All them man have to do is, I'm not saying come out, obviously he's brethren, so brethren code. You don't have to criticise him publicly. All you man have to say is, I spoke to him privately about certain things. But because we friends, I'm not going to come here and openly criticise him. Boom. Calm. All he knows there's issues at the club. He ain't happy at the results. Everyone would respect you so much more for that, rather than lie and be like, he's doing a good job. Give him time. Why do you deserve time?
This is what annoys
Deserve time for what?
But I think Ollie, I've always said it, he's a Glazer puppet. He's happy to be here. Imagine you're a legend of this football club, and you've been a legend for so many years, and then you say, you know what, I'm managing Manchester United here. He's saying he's got a pack of cards, he's thinking, you know what, Martial, Rashford, I play them every week. He's happy to be here. So now he's coming out with the nonsense about, there's no value in the market, there's no,
there's no value in the market.
There's no value in the
squad. That's Fergie lines, mate.
No value in the squad.
I don't care, mate. I don't care, yeah. You go get Charlie Austin, mate. You're only going to Solskjaer.
You're telling me you can't find no value in the market?
Yeah, they lie.
What did he say? What did he say?
I think
if the right player fits, I hate this nonsense about the right player fits. For me, you go get Charlie Austin.
Stop alone Charlie, mate.
You get Charlie Austin because
he's banging up the championship, bro.
That's what I'm saying. You go get Charlie Austin because you're only going to Solskjaer. Pep Guardiola can say that though.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. There's no value in the market. That's wild because I'm not being funny. Like, although Fred had a really good game yesterday.
Shout out to Fred.
You spend a certain amount of money on Fred, but you won't do it for Bruno Fernandes.
Thank you.
And then it's not even that. You've got Timo Werner in the Bundesliga banging goals in. His release clause is a joke, by the way.
He's literally saying he'll go United. Man has said, I will go United.
I'd be like Bruno Fernandes.
Man is looking at him like, okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong. His release clause is like 30 mil, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you know what? No, trust me. I heard the last interview. He said the Premier League. He said he won't be going in January. He said he'll be going at the end of the season. He said he likes the Premier League and he likes the Spanish league. But anyway, I just want to come back to the points that he made. Right. So when you're talking about the structure of Man United, right? I'm the structure guy. I'm structure. And I tell these man.
You acted like I don't know. I'm a fan of you.
Anyway, so I tell you what.
Love. You talking to a fan here, but continue with it.
Love, brother. Love. But so the point I want to try to make is that the Glazers have always done this. The reason, to me, what I would say, your owners, I understand the things that you made in the 90s, mid-90s and the early 2000s, but when Gillette and Hicks came into your club, your fans said, nah, we ain't having this. Something has to change. You run the man out of your stadium, you ran them out of your club. They had to sell quickly because they understood what Liverpool fans were. But let me just explain. Under Fergie, the reason why Fergie was a genius, Fergie and Gill told the Glazers, Gil, if you look at, I'm one of the guys, the originals, who was protesting, who was like Glazer out. I remember most people think the Glazers come to Man United and took over just like that. We burnt cars, mate. It was riots outside Old Trafford. If you want to know where it is, look on YouTube, man. Riot squad, man getting chased into people's gardens. People getting chased into people's gardens, man, to escape the police, right? So the thing about it is that what the Glazers, they don't know nothing about football. David Gill and Fergie, they said to them, they upped the money they were giving them, and you know what they said to them? Leave the club to us, we'll sort it out, right? We just run it. Gill and Fergie both run it. Why do you think Gill, as soon as Fergie said he's leaving, Gill's like, I ain't staying around. Because he knew, right? The Fergie was a genius. Fergie, the original quote comes from where? Fergie's line is, there's no value in the market. Stoke City, who are now championship, bottom of the championship, wherever they are, they were spending more money than us, right? So when people talk about Man United spending money, Fergie's genius bought youth players. Fergie's genius will buy the odd player here to start. Fergie will scramble here and there. Now, obviously, recruitment for somebody. Fergie was the sporting director. He was a football director. He was the head of recruitment. He was doing it all. The thing that the comparison you made to Club has got that guy Edwards. You've got a recruitment team that looks at it. Your owners, because the way they do it in America, look at things and think they're all about stats. They use the system where they look at players, how many times they get injured, how fit they are during the season, what type of injuries are they prone to. They look at to the T, bro. It's a scouting system that you use, right? It's all analytics, right? And it's done to stinker. Man United, we got Ed Woodward, a banker, came from JB Morgan's. I think JB Morgan's. People can tell me in the comments or whatever where this was, but he's a banker. He came, he helped them to buy the club. And they said to him, you run it, you're British, you know about football, there you go. Now, from that day, we've been ricocheting from one ricochet to another ricochet. You know what? As I always tell Saeed, man, Van Gaal made us all play Snake, mate. He bought Snake back. I'm talking about every corner of Old Trafford, everybody's on Snake like that. Because he bought us to death. He bought us to death.
Yeah, I was thinking where you going with this.
He bought us to death. And you know what? You know what? Trust me. But let me tell you something now. You know what? At the end, I was absolutely hurting to get him out. I was like, get him out.
Yeah, he's got to go.
That is my biggest regret now because I'm thinking.
Getting rid of Van Gaal?
Yeah, getting rid of Van Gaal.
Told you, man.
You know why? You know why? You know what? Do you know why? Because Van Gaal, every club has been Barcelona, Puyol, Bayern Munich, Schweinsteiger. He always he brings through players. Xavi, I think did he bring through Xavi?
Xavi,
Look at this. Yeah. So what he did was he always Man United, we were not too patient. So we're ricochet. And the craziest thing about Van Gaal, imagine finding out you've been sacked when you're doing a press conference after the cup final and the cup is there. You've just won Man United a trophy. Now, well known that certain clubs here have certain traditions. When they did that for me, I was like, wow. All because Ed Woodward don't know anything about football, but all he heard is Jose Mourinho, shiny toy thing, boom. And that's how so we've been ricocheting from decision to decision. Now come to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. For me, the reason why I'm not so harsh on Ole, lately it's becoming hard to defend him. But the reason why I'm not so hard because all of the 3 managers before him, Ole is done in 12 months what those guys could not even do. He cleared out Deadwood. Now every player, the only player that any of us who are United fans would have said to hold on is who? Herrera. Everybody else would have been like, see you later. Yeah. But the problem is that what they've done to him as well, they've said to him, do what you have to do. But when he said to them, you know what, I need give me the money so that I can go and buy the players. You know what they said? I don't know about that. We got youngsters.
So that's where it comes down on Ollie then. If he's got rid of this Deadwood, which we will get into in a sec, because Pereira got a new deal. Why, I don't know. Jones got a new deal. I don't know why. People forget Smalling signed a new deal, then went out on loan. So that tells me you don't know what's going on. You don't sign a player to a contract.
But I said Woodward,
and then let him go on that. That's on Wood. So if that's on Woodward, Ollie needs to. That's me in it. If I'm working as a manager and I'm under someone like that, and they are undermining me and not allowing me to do the best I can possibly do, I'm leaving. That's like me doing here. You get me being on from a third eye view, and then Solomon stopping me from not being able to do the best show. I'm a bounce.
But you know what? I've always said that. You know, when we do the podcast, I've always said, you know what? The day where Ollie can't do it, but Saeed is right. I agree with him on this point.
I'm gonna leave.
Ollie is like that kid. He said if you eat the first ever press conference he did when he got the job, he said, I've dreamt about this. Since I've been a player, I wanted this job. He said, this is my dream job. So the thing about it is that how much is he going to damage the club because it's his dream job? How much of he still have integrity where he cares about the club and things? You know what? That's what he's doing.
Yeah, but it comes to a point where if I'm him in that situation, regardless of my legend status or not, because he is like what he's done, like obviously you can tell by the way certain United fans still defend him, is you as a manager, you've got to get the best out of that team and you've got to do the best job you can. And if there's something that isn't letting you become the best you or the best manager in that situation, then either A, you need to go directly to the man and say, look, this isn't working, the recruitment's not working, you're getting rid of this player, I need to replace this player. If you want us to financially do well and you want us to compete again, because United should be competing because of how big of a club you are, then you need to have that discussion. If not, then you go, alright, then this isn't for me. You find someone that's going to work under you that will do that, but I'm not having my name tarnished.
But alright, then check this. I think that is happening now, and I think we bring him in and we go, oh, here you go, and we give him this golden platter. Every manager, we give him this golden platter of promises, transfers.
You think we lied to him? We leave him on the garden path.
Bro, come on now, man.
Do you know what? As much as I criticize Ollie for his managerial decisions, sometimes I do feel for him because I'm sure that when the 8 players go out, when the 8 players went out, I'm sure that he wanted to replace at least 2-3 of them.
Oh yeah,
at least 2-3.
All right, then just look at Fernandes now. Just look at this Fernandes.
That is my problem. Why is this not wrapped up? That is my problem.
I told you.
I did say that.
It's nothing to do with the board now. This is the next game.
It's the people. Go on.
Because now the board are they're basically hindering Ollie from doing his job. Yes, he might not be tactically, he might not be the best, but he wants Fernandes. Bring Fernandes in.
Why are we being?
I said this
put his foot down at some point.
Yeah, that's
I don't think he has that. I don't think he has that.
You don't have to.
No. He should do.
He should do. But the thing is, when it comes to professional, certain people don't have that. I've only known used to like this hour and that used to. I think they all have it. You get me? I know you two have it. I know I have it. You get me? We've all left situations. Ollie just doesn't have it. Like certain people will kick.
Fergie didn't have it. Fergie was covering. That's Fergie, bro.
But the thing is,
Fergie was covering up for them, and Fergie kept saying no value in the market.
Fergie was covering, but the reason why we'll let anything slide as long as you're getting results.
Real talk.
If you keep winning titles, everybody shuts up. It's all about what happens on the pitch.
Like she said, Fergie was a genius where he'd lose the title and he'd go, get me Van Persie, and that'll win me the title. And he that's how he was. He's
that's
a
how he
different
puts
level.
it. Yeah.
Solskjaer's not that level.
Yeah. All right, I hear you. That way of putting it is going to get you that player. I don't understand.
Exactly.
That's a negotiation
it's how you
tactic.
communicate it. That you've got to be smart. And it just, like I said, I just look at you guys now, and it's just like, what?
Just come on, no. Just look at Ollie. Now, this is me now. Just look at Ollie, Tell me if you don't think you could win an argument with Ollie. I'd win an argument with Ollie.
Easy.
I'd put Ollie in his place right now. I'd put Ollie in his place right now. I'd tell him off. I wouldn't win the argument. I'd tell him off like a child.
But then he'd tell
that's the persona that he has.
But then he'd tell you he's not in medieval times.
Yeah, that's what he said.
No.
I think it's
not medieval times.
Nah, trust me. You know what? You know what? I'm not defending Ollie on here, but seriously. Ollie's got different side to him because the way he is in the dressing room with the players and everything. He just came in and the face he's showing, the positivity. To me, aspect of this kind of performance he put in on, right? It's become like the anti-Mourinho. So anything Mourinho did, Ollie's gonna do exactly the opposite side. And I think you know what? He needs to get out of that psychology and think, you know what? This is the Man United fans. They're hurting as much as me.
Be your own man.
Yeah, they're hurting as much as me. I'm gonna tell them. But one thing I would say, like, and I said it, an aspect of me, hard for me to admit, because one thing I would say about Ollie is that if Ollie had the players, if the injuries weren't there and we had the players, right? We had the players and Pogba was fit and McTominay and we were going to Liverpool or Liverpool for me is a one-off game. So we're talking about Watford. Liverpool don't look at Watford and go, yo, this is Watford.
I get what you're saying.
Man United come to Anfield. In my 30 years life that I'm watching Man United, that I've only ever seen one performance at Anfield where United took their absolute biscuit. And that was Van Gaal. We absolutely managed them. And you know what? It was a red card, so they were playing with 10 men.
Yeah, they were playing with 10 men,
But we managed them, and it was only a 2-winning squeeze. I remember Fergie used to go there, stink out the place.
No, but nobody. Here's the
camping in our own area, right? So
there's nothing wrong with. Here's the thing, though. There's nothing wrong with doing that because we understand the magnitude of that game. Again, we were winning titles. And speaking on the squad, like with Ollie and things like that, because of the individual brilliance of the players, even though he's not a good man. Don't get mistaken. I've said it on the show before, and I say it again. Ollie is in the worst possible situation in terms of being a manager, but he still should be doing better.
No, it's true.
Than the tools he has with him.
He has bad since February. Let's be real.
Yeah, it's true.
Since February, people are talking about only been bad this season. He's had Pogba since February. He's had Rashford. He's had Rashford's been injured or whatnot, but he's had these players since February. So for me, his limitations.
Martial's been out as well. Come on, man.
He has been out at times. That's true.
But check this. We need to touch on that Rashford injury though. Why is he injured now?
Yeah, he's got.
You know why he's injured now?
The thing is now he's got a
overplaying.
Yeah, he's got a back
stress
fracture in his back, and he's out for 2-3 months. And
that's the rest of the season, bro.
He's been carrying this injury for a long time. He's been playing with a bone healing device and stuff like that, and I'm just like, why are you making him do this? So in the medical team, who's allowing him to do this?
Probably Ed Woodward.
So this is the point. If he knows that he's had that injury thingy, 2 months before you go to Ed Woodward and you go, Rashford's got an injury, he's not going to last the season, you get me what I need now.
Exactly.
You go and get me a striker. I don't care how much it costs. I don't care how much it costs because Chelsea aren't looking like they're going to qualify for top 4. We look like we're in a position where we could capitalise if you get me what I need. So you go and get me them strikers. You go get me the players that I need. He's not done that.
And you're spot on there. Do you know why? Because now Rashford is out for 2-3 months. What? Who do we have to replace?
Greenwood. He said.
No, you're not ending it. He said we're gonna. If we don't get anyone, we'll promote from within.
So you're gonna overplay another youth talent and burn him out as well. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, but
and right now, sorry not to cut you off there, but right now, 2-3 months, Rashford's season is done. He might as well just come back and focus for the Euros because there's no point. Because Oli comes out and says, he might be out for 6 weeks. Bro, a back injury is not 6 weeks, bro.
Yeah.
It's 3 months to recover properly. Van Persie said, I've had the same injury and it kept me up for 4 months and I'm still suffering from it till this day.
That's your
man's retired.
That's everything.
That's what I'm saying. Get another striker in now.
Cavalli.
Get another striker in. Let
Rashford. If you're Cavalli, you coming in. Cavani, you coming in?
Get another striker.
You coming in to play up front with James? You coming in to play up front with James? He's staying with Neymar.
He's leaving. You know what?
Alright, then he's leaving. Alright, then. So weigh up your options. Right, let me go there and play with.
So breaking news,
James.
You know,
let me just
Pereira behind me, feeding through those balls of death. Yeah.
You know what? The only saving grace is he might look at it and be like, at least Martial's there.
No,
I'm reaching. That's
the
it.
only thing he's gonna come for us for is peace.
Yeah.
So to finish off,
go on.
I'm just gonna
finish off that point. Go on.
Bring another striker in. Yeah, let Rashford give him the time to recover because in his mind, I'm sure he wants to play. He wants to play a big tournament with England as a starter because he hasn't really been a starter in the World Cup.
He's probably ruined the
Euros.
Rashford's best season.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah. By overplaying him,
let him heal properly. Let him recover so he can get ready for the Euros. Don't talk about 6 weeks like he's going to come back and magically save us. No.
If you leave Rashford out at the start of November, and then let him and play him one or two games and let him recover or whatever, he probably has a 30-goal season.
Yeah, probably.
You know what?
His potential's done for that now.
Definitely.
You know the craziest thing. The craziest thing, right? Me, I talk to him more than most about when we go to the games because I study Rashford. I study his movement. I just study how he is. And the days where he's on, you think, he's not in pain today. So that's why. So this has been continuing, right, from last season, right? I've been talking about this for a long time. Now on my fan cams on the other day against the Wolves game.
Shout out United stand.
You know what? Shout out United stand. So basically, I got murdered apparently on the comment section. People are coming for me, and I was like, I blame Rashford is one of these, and he wants to be like those old school footballers. The thing about what's changed about old school footballers is that, you know what? Because what they say is old school footballers. There was never a fully fit footballer ever because you always had a niggle. You always have this thing where you have something. Right. Rashford wants to be like Rooney, so everything is about took Rooney's number. He loved Rooney. You've looked to listen to Rashford. You know he watched these players, so he's watching Rashford. He's watching Rooney. He thinks Rooney wanted to play every game. Rooney wants to play. Rooney would go home sometimes after the game and have a kick about, just find some place to have a kick about with kids. Right, that's how mad he was obsessed with football. Now, I said I blame Oli half of it, and I blame Rashford because Rashford. You
did say this.
At the end of the day, Rashford has to. You have to think. I'm the main guy on Man United. If I don't look after my body properly, and if I'm not fit, I am going to get hurt and damaged. Now, they played last season. I was looking at all these games, West Ham away, games towards the end of the season. Rashford is playing. And Rashford also thinks, because Mourinho messed his head up, this is a psychological thing, because he kept swapping between Martial and Rashford half each. So he thinks, how can I cement my place? Also, man like him putting pressure. You know what I mean? He's watching fan cams. You know what my guy goes off at
Hashtag Saeed out.
How dare you? What do you want to do for the 200? Listen. He's not saying he's hearing people say, now he's got a big contract. Why is he not? So he's trying to prove points to people.
And I agree with that, but you have to, as the manager, that's why you are called the manager.
But all his old school mentality.
Yeah, you're supposed and
that's the issue. All he kept saying, this guy's a warrior. He was talking about Maguire's he's a warrior. Rashford always comes back. Because he's like, I try to have a go at other players who are telling him, listen, I'm injured, so I need to recover for you to give me my best. I ain't gonna play for you and play horrendous when I'm injured. So don't bother. And Ollie has got into that British Bulldog mentality, I've got to say, because he brought up on British football.
Just play.
It's like you have to play because I had all these niggles and stuff like that. And I'm like, nah. And people were coming at me, and I'm like somebody who tries to defend Ollie all the time. I know. In the comments, people are coming for me, but I predicted this, and now it's happening. And did you see my Rashford's tweet today?
about
I'm like, allow that, son. I'm like, listen, you just chill. You need to just take a training with you, to take a physio with you. You need to go and fly in a beach, mate, and top up that melanin, lad, and take it easy. That's what you need to do.
Just before you continue, just want to say to anybody listening live or anyone watching this back on YouTube or listening on iTunes or Spotify, tweet at Pi Radio UK. Just go to the Twitter. Any questions you have for any of the guests or any of us, let us know, because we're going to get them back on.
Yes.
I just had to do that promo one. Shout out Big Solomon. He messaged me and tell people in it. You get me? He's helping out. But whose point? Sorry,
quickly,
I cut someone off.
1 second. Just we have to finish up this point because we still got to just get onto the over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We got a little.
You got like 10 minutes left. Go.
Yeah. But anyone, go on.
I was just going to say about Rashford and his tweets today. Like, just allow it, bro. Just allow it. Take some time off football, just rest, bro. Because he was talking about
there's no bigger fan than me.
I'm gonna be at the team meetups, and I'm gonna be at this, and I'm gonna be at that, and I'm gonna chill out.
But
bro.
you know what? That's just his enthusiasm. But then, like I said, the manager, you have to manage. Just tell him chill out. Just tell him chill. You have to be a parent.
All right.
I get where
he's coming from. Because no one else in the team's got the backbone to speak out of anything.
Literally just
Pogba, but then he gets vilified, innit?
Yes. You know what I mean?
Or the no one else gets his captaincy stripped.
No one else has got.
It's a lack of leaders.
Rashford is our leader. If he's not the old school verbal leader shouting at everyone, he's lead by example. Or I'll take the game
like Gerrard.
Yeah, he'll take that type of
Gerrard as a captain never really screamed and shouted at anyone. He had Carragher for that.
Yeah, he'll lead by example.
Gerrard just led by example. I went, if I have to drag this game by the scruff of the neck, Istanbul FA Cup final, I'll do it.
Every match we used to play Liverpool, Gerrard will smash someone in the first 5 minutes.
It comes down to man management. It comes down to man management.
Yeah,
people are telling me Klopp, he plays Salah, Mane, Firmino every single game, but it's all about behind the scenes. What's happening behind the scenes? Has only got the proper medical team. No, I think we've got the worst medical team.
All right, they might play him every game, but I bet you at least 2 of them come off.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm trying to say. But did Marcus Rashford have to come on?
Rested?
No, he didn't have to, and that's just managing. He didn't. No,
Tahith Trump is on the bench. FA Cup, you lose. You get out of the FA Cup. Big deal. There's a bigger picture in there. You still got Europa League, you still got Premier League, you still got at least a third of the season left. Was it for me? It comes down to, like you said, bro, man management. You say to him, listen, 20 minutes left of the game, we'll win the game. Extra time penalties, we'll win the game. It's not a die cause. You get me? Rashford did not need to play from that.
I was screaming in the stadium like,
no, literally at home.
And the thing is, because of Rashford and his attitude, he's not going to go to Rashford and be like, oh, do you want to come on? And Rashford's not going to say no. He's not going to say no. So that's where you have to manage.
No, at that point, there's no player that will say no.
No one's going to say no.
No player.
Even if it was 1-0, 2-0, Rashford's not going to be like, nah, I don't want to go on.
Because he thinks he can make a difference, which he could.
Yeah, which I understand, but that's when you turn around and you go, Marcus, listen, we've got Liverpool on Sunday.
Just comment. That's not even. That's just common sense.
We've got Liverpool on Sunday.
We've got a chance to get in the top 4. You throw Lingard, bro.
He did come on, but you know what? Chong was there. Chong could have done. You know what the thing about it? Rashford's on my side, right? I'm sitting near pitch side, right, near the tunnel, and I'm looking at him. He did 2 runs. He skipped one, skipped the other, and I can see, and I'm like, look, he's limping. He's not 100% because same thing before he took him off. Remember on when we played Norwich, I was like, get him up. Me and him were saying, I'm like, get him up. Because
challenge what he got.
That's what I'm saying.
It didn't look like a hard challenge.
It didn't.
You could see it's already impacted on what he's already had. You know what I mean?
Bro, at the end of the day, it's British football, and this is where I think the criticism is 100% fair on Ollie when Ollie's doing this kind of mentality. The game has changed when you played. The game's a lot faster. The players is more physical. The pace has changed. So teams will set traps for you. And like, even, the funniest thing, Rashford has not recovered since last season. Henderson took him out. Henderson took his ankle out, and that's where the both brothers.
And this is what you're saying. And the thing is, with Ollie, he's not even learning from his mistakes, because we've seen this happen. You remember one of you two that mentioned it about Pogba? It's the exact same thing. Playing man when he's injured.
Pogba played injured against Rochdale. Played injured against Arsenal. He was out. McTominay was forced to play through his injury, got taken off the pitch off a stretcher.
There we go.
That just shows Maguire was forced to play. Know what he's doing.
Don't force to play. Maguire was for me the
Maguire was forced to play through his injury because he's a warrior.
Do you know what it is?
Because he didn't want Jones. To be fair, we would all scream. We were like, Jones, please don't
play Jones. I'd rather a centre back come up from the youth system. I'm sure.
Since you want to be talking about youth so much,
I'm sure.
This whole Rashford thing. If you actually look at it properly, this whole Rashford thing is probably cost us our season.
Yeah.
Done. Season's done.
I said it. I predicted it.
I said it.
You said it.
I said it.
All right, so just a quick one before we wrap up. I want to get everyone's like yes or no, just quickly on Bruno Fernandes. Do you think he's coming? Bruno Fernandes, we're going to sign him in January.
We're going to sign Rico Fernandes.
All right, so that's
get some bootleg versions in there. That's what it's
no. You reckon we'll sign Bruno Fernandes quick?
You know
yes
what?
Or no?
I've been burnt for a long time, right?
So you're saying no?
So unless you see my guy with a crest there like that, looking at it, I told my man not to jump there.
So I'm guessing that's a no. Aaron, what are you saying?
Yes, he's coming.
Yeah.
Bruno FC, man.
So you saying yes, he's coming in? What do you think, Stroke?
I just can't see it, just because of how bad it is behind the scenes.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. I don't think he's coming in. Or he, like you mentioned, he'll come in and go Spurs or something.
Just quickly, while I've got these, man, like, there's a topic we wanted to briefly discuss, because obviously you, man, are notoriously known for winning titles, back-to-back titles. How bad do you think the defence of this title is from City this season?
You know what? I think, I got to give it to Liverpool. I'm a realist. I said it from day one, you get me. Liverpool, for me, are the best in the league.
See, we look at it slightly differently. We look at how bad Pep is.
They are the best in the league.
They are the best in the league.
They are the best in the league, but there's no way that Pep, with the squad he has, should be 16 points behind. That's what I'm saying. We will touch on this more. We will touch on this more next week.
I think the pressure's definitely on them this season. Before you even started, I think there was a bit of arrogance, like, we'll win it again.
You kept saying this.
Arrogant.
You said this from the jump.
Did you see the parade?
You said this from the jump.
They were all like,
there was a bit of arrogance, and City fans were like, even though Liverpool, they won the Champions League, they might be firing this season, but they will drop points, and we'll jump above and we'll win the league. So I think this arrogance is cost them now. Do you know what I mean? And plus the injuries, and I think Pep's lost a bit of his mojo as well.
Do you know what it was?
You know what? So I'll break it down into bits, right?
So structure, I like it. You get me?
I'll break it down into bits. I personally believe, right? That to do it 3 times in a row, you know how much physically you have to sweat blood and tears, right? The way Liverpool pushed City last season, that was their limit. I mean, that company goal goes in. That was it. Do you know what I mean? That was the difference. Maguire scored that goal at Anfield, right? That Leicester game. It was that Christmas period, innit?
Yeah.
Then Company scores that. So Company is the leader. Even the guy's not playing, he's around the place, right? Telling every man, you know what, you got to come and because you need to, as a manager, you can shout at players, whatever. But if you don't have to have a voice, a captain. Roy Keane was that for us, right? Gerrard was for you. Like that, right? So you need that psychology. So you get rid of him. And then Laporte gets injured. And this is where I'm like, Laporte gets injured. But I look at Man United, right? We sold 8 players now. We were without Martial. Pogba only played for a month and a half, right? Rashford is now out. You lost 1 player. You've got squad, right? And to be fair, Sané. Is it Sané? Listen, so Sané and Laporte, but up front you got options anyway, because you got man like Mahrez. Do you think Man United could have Mahrez on the bench? Anyway, but to me, what happened is so the mentality. So the mentality was to push that, but I also think the arrogance thing come into it, and I genuinely think Laporte got injured and they didn't have any answer, and this was the club that had the most structure, to have a backup to everything. That guy signed 30 players at Man City since he's been there. That to me shows Liverpool. Look it up.
That's a full
squad. Don't believe me. Look it up.
That's a full squad.
30 players, bro. 30
all right,
players.
so sorry, go on, say your thing.
Just quickly, but that's the point. You see the arrogance when you picked up on Aaron.
Yeah.
The fact when he come out and he said, "I don't need to replace Company."
We don't touch anymore.
That's what's lost in the league. That has lost in the league. Because if you look at Fernandinho and Sané, puts it in his own net. A certified centre back doesn't do that.
Real talk.
Alright, so you 3 man, give out your socials, plug out your social
man,
to find
me out on Twitter at realist_187 on YouTube, United Central, man. Go hit me up on there, man.
You can find me on Mr. Aaron UTD everywhere, and Mr. Aaron UTD on YouTube as well. Make sure you get tuned in.
Yo, you can find me on their channels. Me telling them to calm down, usually. But you can.
I told you this. I'm gonna tell you this again. I'm gonna say this. I'm a fan. I watch you, man. Innit?
But also, you know what? That guy, Red Devil, for all your therapeutic needs. You know what I mean? You want to get something off your chest? I'm always
and
there, man.
Trolling
Trust me.
Trolling needs. And the Ollie juice as well. You feel me?
Always.
So make sure you check out these 3. And like I said, Mr. Aaron United and United Central. Make sure you watch him on United Stand.
Radio as well, man.
Yo,
shout out hashtag. Yeah, big up. Yeah, man. Yo, we gonna talk and make this more of a regular. regular thing. You get me?
100%,
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like I said, this was like the
good
Avengers
episode.
meeting up. You feel me?
Yeah, the Avengers being over the X-Men.
Yeah,
Fantastic Four in the next, you know what I'm saying?
But yeah, salute to everybody. Make sure you tune in to From a Third Eye View every Monday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. This will be going out on YouTube. You can listen back on Spotify and iTunes as well. And make sure you follow us across all social platforms as well.
Yeah,
you get
man.
me? Make sure you follow me at That's Me Flawless on Twitter and Instagram. You're on
Me, J.V.89.
on Instagram. That
On
isn't it?
Insta
Stroke.
Mr. Bull Show UK.
And make sure you follow Pi Radio across all platforms as well, people. Yo, so again, salute to you, man,
Yeah,
for coming out.
salute
The
to you.
platform, man. You know, salute to
Might have to
you.
get a little part two in, please. Do some negotiations.
Yeah, definitely.
Better than Woodward. We'll make it happen.
Yo, hashtag Third Side. Thank you very much for tuning in.
Peace.
Yeah, man.
Peace. Love.